welcome to Inside Outer Cape, Provincetown Real Estate with Nate and Laura. I'm Laura Potenza.
And I'm Nathan Terra.
And we are doing we're on the MLS tour for this week. And there's lots of stuff to look at.
Mm-hmm.
But first, we're going to Truro.
What?
We are going
I thought
to Truro.
you said last time that was the last Truro Wellfleet tour for the rest of the year, for the rest of the season.
Well, Truro is kind of sneaking in on the P-Town tour, but that's okay because we love Truro.
Yes.
And so first off, we're actually seeing two units in the same place.
Okay.
It's 321 Shore Road. We're seeing unit 15S, which is a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom. It's 990 total finished space.
Okay.
And it is listed at $1,149,000.
Okay.
And then the other unit we are going to see is 14S, and that is 2 bedrooms, 1 bath.
Okay.
And it's 700 square feet.
Okay.
Okay, and that is listed at $629,000. So we are heading out to Truro, and if you want to follow along, please click the link down below so you can take a look at what we're talking about, and we'll be back in a little bit.
With the report.
Yeah.
Well,
we're back. We are back. That was interesting.
that was a lot.
That was a lot. That was fun. So there's three.
Yeah.
There's 3 units.
Yes.
And a couple of them are under contract.
Right.
Yes.
So it's a large association.
It's a very large association.
Most of them are little cottages right on in North Truro.
Right.
That you would see from Route 6 driving to P-Town.
Yeah.
They're not
They're
not the flower ones.
No, it's not Days. It's the other one.
Right.
And it's the white.
The White
Village.
White Village, right.
And these cottages are across the street on the other side of Shore Road.
The cottages are on the beach side.
Right.
These are like standalone buildings on the other side. They're bigger than cottages, except there's 3.
Yeah.
One is the one that let's start all over. Let me start all over because it's confusing. So actually, there's only one available for sale right now, and it's the biggest one.
It's the big one,
and it's the renovated one.
Mm-hmm.
Someone came in and bought the other 2, which are both smaller than this one.
Yes.
And the same person, and it appears, and the bigger one is like a flashback to the 70s. It's like it's in actually not a bad way, I thought.
No.
Except for the creepiness.
It had an icky basement.
It had a creepy basement.
Really creepy, icky.
The upstairs it's got these weird little brick arches and a column, and the kitchen's got like a tile.
It's got like that old
raised
I remember that tile
square
in my grandma's house.
Earth tones.
Yeah.
That 70s.
But it was on the counter.
On the counter.
Which was kind of interesting.
Yeah, and also like wood, some rough wood. It was definitely had character.
Oh yeah.
And you could work with it if you were a designer.
Like
totally.
I could see like back in the day, like she said, a fisherman living in there.
Yep. And it's got an uninterrupted view of the water.
Yes.
Because there's a sort of easement that's
across the street
that's not going to get developed.
Right. And so you have a view.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it's.
And you could go up.
You could go up. So 1 bedroom up, where on the main level.
Yes.
And then to get to the other bedroom, you have to walk out and down some steps on the side between the 2 buildings. And there's this like ramshackle greenhouse. Like that had sink and plumbing, but completely decrepit. Some grapevines growing.
It's the weed house.
Probably.
Not that kind of weed. But...
Yeah. Well, or that kind of weed, who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
But then
you go down.
You go into a door that's too small. That's like here, and the plexiglass.
Oh God, it was like
Square. It was like a handmade door out of plywood, not a good door.
It was just
with a plexiglass window and a lock, and it was like, who, with bodies, you know what I mean? That's all you think, it's like bodies. You go in, and you go in, and she's like, there's no light or anything. It's
no, she was using her phone to like show us things.
And there's bar stools and a bar
down there
in the dark. And she's doing like a
she called it a
spotlight.
speakeasy.
Yeah,
that's probably what it was.
Yeah, and it was very weird and creepy. And there was a bedroom down there, old bedroom, like nothing is in there. No one's using it.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, that's beside the point because it's not. Someone bought it.
Somebody bought it. You just never know.
No.
You never
and that one was, how much was that one?
That was $629.
Right. So that was $629.
Right.
It's 700 something square feet, not renovated.
Yep.
And then they bought the other one, which is smaller, even.
Which is really small, and that was like $295, I think.
Right.
That's But the one that's still on the market is listed at $1,149,000. I mean, that one was cute. I liked it.
Yep.
It does need a little freshening and updating because it was a little.
It was renovated, but not in
the best.
Like a 12-year-old boy renovated it. You know what I mean? Like. Like,
were there Legos?
Like, if you gave him like a homework assignment,
right?
He really
he was
didn't
like,
care.
he didn't really want to do it,
and he just like was like, okay, I'll get these curtains. And
okay, now I know what you mean.
Yeah. That's what I meant.
Oh my God.
It's like someone with no interest.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what they did, and so it was clean. It had those vinyl, luxury vinyl.
Right, but they do get $825 a night to rent
season,
it. So it's a good rental property because of where it is. I mean, it's such a great spot. You're a stone's throw from P-Town,
right? And
you're right across the street from the beach. I mean, you really can't.
No, and three bedrooms.
And 3 bedrooms, so you really can't ask for much more. So yeah.
It seemed. And she said price was negotiable. Price is $1,149,049.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed a little high to me based on the quality, the renovation.
On the quality of what's inside. But
I don't know if it's maybe worth over $1 million. It feels.
But then again, that's you start the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, she said negotiable. So if you are interested in this property,
yes, please click on the link.
It's North Truro. There's some people who love it because you're right there on the beach. You know, you can, like Laura said, stone's throw from P-Town if you want to go in for restaurants and nightlife, and yet you can get away over there. And your brother lives over there.
Yep.
So he likes that.
Yeah, he does.
And
loves it.
So anyway.
Yep. So, okay, on to the next. We are going to see 607 Commercial Street, Unit 1.
Okay.
This is 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. Total finished space, 1,812 square feet.
Okay.
And it is listed at $2,999,000.
Yes, I'm very anxious to see
I am so excited to see this one.
This is Kevin Butera and Maria Serino property. So people expect the best.
The best. Right. Yes. So we'll be back.
Okay. Bye-bye. Well, that was pretty spectacular.
Wow, that was that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Really special.
What did you what were your first impressions?
When you walk in, everything is just so clean and beautiful, and that breeze coming through and the sound of the waves, and you walk into this huge kitchen, and with these beautiful appliances, and it has the island, which is 11 feet long.
Very long and wide.
And the bar on the, across the kitchen, had 2 wine coolers.
Two wine fridges, yeah.
Yes.
So you could have your whites and
Your
one.
whites, your rosés, your champagne. I mean, it's
Yeah, when you open the door, your view, it's a straight shot to the ocean,
yeah, to the bay.
to the bay, and it's open concept.
Yep.
Two
Just-
bedrooms on the first level.
Yeah.
One on the water side, which could function as a primary.
Yes.
The bathrooms all
Are-
have heated floors.
Yep. And beautiful like walk-in showers.
Yes. More like the wet zone concept.
Wet zone kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
So
is just
yeah.
amazing. I
But-
mean,
But
yeah.
the space and dividers enough so that the water's not getting everywhere. Sometimes the wet zone is like
Yes.
everything gets wet.
Yeah,
but
no,
this
you
is-
can see that it's not that kind of a thing.
Engineered hardwood, which is Sawyer Mason's good product.
Yeah.
All electric unit. We're going to see more of this now, I think.
Yeah.
Where people
Interesting.
getting away from fossil fuels, especially with the new stretch building codes in Massachusetts, where they really don't want to see any propane, natural gas,
Yeah.
oil. So this is all electric, central air,
Yep.
high-end stove range, but electric.
Yes.
And the primary, which I believe that intended to be the primary, is on the second level. And it has just this wonderful, both cozy and expansive at the same time.
Yes.
View with your face
The
in
view
water.
is just phenomenal, and then it has on the first floor it has this beautiful, huge walkout deck. The seawall is relatively new. I think you said it was like only 3 years old. Is that correct? And it's terrific.
Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah.
A lot of custom molding and finish work, like
Yes.
some shiplap on the walls.
On the walls.
And the paint finish is more of like a on the shiplap is like a semi-gloss or pearl, maybe it's like a pearl finish, and then the regular walls are like a eggshell finish.
Yes.
So there's a little contrast.
So which is just such a nice, well thought out part of this.
Yes.
And it's just terrific, and it's a very special place.
A 3-unit association.
Yeah.
The other 2 units,
Yeah. And it has one parking space.
1 parking
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't know what else to say.
The deck is exclusive
Yes.
to this unit, so
The
no
deck
one else
is
can.
so no one else can use it. Yeah.
They're going to put a railing, which is not there now.
Right.
I think we passed it. I don't know where
We did. Oh my gosh, we're too busy chatting.
You said 8:38.
Yes, I said 8:38. We're heading to our next listing, which is at 838 Commercial Street, Unit 1. Well, first of all, if you're interested at all in talking about 607 Commercial Street, please click in the link and reach out.
I have one more, really
okay.
quick. So he did say the condo fee right now, it's like $1,000, which is includes the flood insurance.
Right.
But that was that used to include all the utilities before it was converted into electric only, and he thinks that fee is going to go down.
It's going to go down. Yeah.
Then you're going to get. It used to be that the utilities were included. I don't know where this place is.
I don't know where
I think
you're
we should
going.
just
I
skip
think, okay, because we can't find it,
Yeah.
and we're behind schedule.
Yes, we are. So we'll put 838 in the links, but we will not comment at this
See, this
time.
is what happens when you you get behind schedule, but it's okay.
It's fine.
It's fine. So now we're going to 351A Commercial Street, Unit A3. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,438 total finished space,
Okay.
and it is listed at $3,450,000.
I remember this. Mike Minori's had this listed before, and it's I think there are three buildings owned by the same person, and when he listed it before, I think he had them all three listed for like $10+ million. So it'll be interesting to see. They're going to sell them separately.
Okay.
And I don't know which one. I think there are two. Is there one or two? It says one.
It just says Unit A3.
Okay. So we'll let you know.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye. All right, we're back.
Yay.
We are running behind schedule. So, and I've actually seen the 351A. There are, as I mentioned previously, 3 separate residences. They are individual homes.
Yes.
And each has a completely different style. And they were listed as a one big property before, but now he's listed them each separately. And there's one right on the water, there's one in the middle, and there's one closer to the street. But they're all, even the one closer to the street is set back a bit off the street. So you enter through a little gate, and you walk down a little alleyway, and then you're at the property. And it's 351 Commercial Street, so that's sort of right in the beginning of the gallery district.
Yes.
And I won't go into too much detail. Click on the link. You can see the details. But again, each one is different. One has more of a modern feel. One has more of a, like a contemporary style. And then one is a more like cabiny, like there's a lot of wood-toned details and finishes. Very high end at the time. Does it say when it was built or renovated?
2003.
Yeah, so they were high end in the aughts, if that makes sense. So there may be a few things that need updating, but at the high end, that even at that part of time, they tend to withstand the test of time a little bit better. You might want to update some finishes and colors, like fixtures and colors, but otherwise it's. And so my take is, the one on the water is really the centerpiece.
The centerpiece, yeah.
The other two, the views are limited, even though they're nice properties. And they have access to the water. It's still not being like on the water. So one is really amazing, and then the other two, though they're nice construction and finishes and everything, you're sort of in the middle of downtown. And my understanding was that the original owners and developers of this had it as a family compound. Like one of the buildings was for their parents, and so it was sort of that feeling.
I didn't know that.
And I think it works better as a compound.
Yeah.
Than selling off the prize, the jewel on the water, and then finding buyers for the other two is going to be a little harder just because of the location, the density of where you are, without the sort of trade-off of having a spectacular waterfront experience. But they are beautiful properties. Anyway.
Awesome.
Okay. Now, sorry, I just had to get it out.
Do you feel better?
I do. Because the other option was we were just going to skip it.
We were just going to skip it. We don't want to skip anything.
And because we're behind.
Because we're behind, and I'm actually facing like a 2-hour drive after this.
Yes, and we want to make sure you're on the road.
So we got to get on the road. Yeah. Okay.
All right, where are we going now?
So we are off to 404 Commercial Street, Unit 1. It is 3 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms.
Okay.
It's 3,919 total finished.
Wow.
That's
big for P-Town.
Big.
Yeah.
That is really, really big, and it is listed at $2,699,000.
That seems so crazy cheap, right? For P-Town.
$2,700,000. That's so cheap.
It is.
But it is for
how much? 3,800? 3,900 square feet.
3,919 square feet.
All right.
Yeah. Let's go take a
Very curious.
Let's take a look.
Yeah.
I'm very curious. All right. If you're interested, follow along in the link, and we are going to be right back. Make it snappy.
All right. We have some clarification on the last one.
Yes. So that unit is actually 1,757 square feet.
Yes.
So the 39 was the entire building.
Yes.
This unit is 1,757. So it is a bargain at $2,999,000.
Yeah, we've actually seen this one before.
Yes, and this time it was staged.
Yes.
And it looks.
This was the old Strangers and Saints building.
Yes.
Which had been other things before that people may have been. Chester was at one time.
Yes.
So it's been converted into luxury condominiums, and this one is on the first level, which is where the restaurant used to be.
Yep.
And it's beautiful.
It's stunning.
Everything is high quality.
Everything is high quality. It's beautiful.
European feel to it.
Yeah, very masculine. I was saying earlier, it's got a very masculine feel to it.
The finishes tend to be more wood, chunky, thick.
Yes.
Well, I can tell you, black toilets.
Yes.
Right. I mean.
Yes, I actually.
I mean, that is not.
Do you remember my clients 2 years ago?
Yeah.
The two ladies, and they bought a unit with a black toilet, and they were like, the first thing they said to me was, "We are so getting rid of that black toilet."
Yeah,
it's such a boy thing.
Yes, that kind of tells you a lot.
Yeah.
But one of the things I thought was cool was the refrigerator, the custom doors.
Yep.
Had they're wood and they're painted like a charcoal, but the handles are a natural or sort of an oak tone wood handle. So it's a nice contrast and has a very organic feel, but still high design.
Yes.
It's lots of angles, right angles in this place. But smooth surfaces with some organic touches. The bathroom, there were some really nice looking tiles in there that were, they look like subway tiles, but they're not as uniform. They have a kind of a rough quality to them. But in a very elegant way.
Yes. Yeah, yes. Really, really nice.
Yeah, and the bedrooms are quite large. You have the front yard is exclusive, the front porch is exclusive, and the side is exclusive, and then in the back there's a little bit of space too. My one biggest criticism of this one, it's a little dark, I thought.
Yes.
There's not enough windows.
There's not enough windows. There's not a whole lot of light that's coming through. That's my
only thing, and
and if you're living on Commercial Street and you're you would hope that it would be a little bit later, but
there are ways to
there's ways to
mirrors help, opposite windows help, just better lighting or more lighting. But certainly what's nice, what the trade-off would be, you're on the ground floor. You're not climbing up a bunch of stairs to get into your unit.
Yep, which is so nice.
And so the trade-off is that it's just a little dark and they're great location.
Oh my gosh.
Parking for one car. It's really
terrific.
high-end. It's Victor, if anybody knows Victor.
Yep.
We've talked about him before, the restaurateur, but mostly builder. It's his project with a local Cape guy, Dimitar Notev. Very high quality.
Yes. Lovely. But the last property we are going to see this morning is 134 Commercial Street.
Okay.
It is 2 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 1,770 square feet.
Single family home, right?
Yeah. And it's listed at $2,695,000.
Okay.
So we're gonna go take a look at that, and we'll be right back. And if you want to follow along, just click in the link.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, we're back.
We are back. So I really did like that house. I thought this is, and I said to you when we were signing, like, this is living in P-Town.
It is.
It's right on Commercial Street.
Yep.
I mean,
West End location.
It's West End location. It's, I mean, that view from the upstairs.
It used to be the old Cove Real Estate office.
Yep.
And the ladies who used to run and own that are selling it. And it's a mixed use residential space.
Yes.
It's staged as a completely residential space right
Right.
now. But when you drive by it, you'll see a big picture window,
Yeah.
which kind of gives you a sense of that's what it was.
That's what it was. I said to you also, it's very deceiving because it just,
It does. It's like a
back
shotgun kind of.
it is. I really, I loved it. It had like a good feel to it.
It did.
It had like a really, I don't know, good vibe in there.
And that view from the top floor, the
Yeah.
second floor, is of the Coast Guard Pier
Yes.
and Taves Boatyard.
Yes.
It's not a huge water view, but it's a
No,
solid
but
water.
it's a solid water view. The kitchen is upstairs. You know, it's,
Mhm.
and it's. I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I think it's got.
It's got potential.
I hate that word.
I know,
But it's really,
it's a good
there's
word for
not
it.
a
Yeah.
better word.
No, I.
Because this is why it's not done. It's not done to where like a lot of these new places
No,
or
it's
these
not
newer places.
like high end,
It's more like
but it's.
from the aughts or maybe even the 90s.
Mhm.
And it's not bad, very livable. You can move in.
Oh,
ready.
absolutely, absolutely.
But
yeah, and then make it your own place and
but it does need like a vision, I feel like.
yes,
And because it kind of has character, just I think the layout is just in itself inherently has character because
Mhm.
this shotgun type experience.
yes,
You know, and I like things like this because you're right. It's P-Town.
it's very P-Town.
You
Yeah,
know, would you
it was
build
the
this?
P-Towniest thing we saw today.
Probably, yeah. Yeah. And you wouldn't build this building today because it's just too narrow and weird. But
Yeah,
that's where it is,
Mhm.
and that's what you have, and it forces you to get a little
creative. Yeah, I loved it.
And I think somebody who was, talented in that way could just make this really cool.
Really cool.
It's got a little deck on the second floor. It's got a back patio with a
Yep.
storage space. It could be converted into maybe a studio or even an ADU.
Yeah. Yeah.
No parking, I don't believe.
No, I don't think so. I
Yeah.
don't think so. But if you're interested in learning more about 134 Commercial Street, please click on the link
Mhm.
and connect with us, and we'd love to talk to you about it. And we are done for the week, and I am 5 minutes behind schedule.
Oh no!
So
Are you gonna make it?
I'll make it. I'll
Okay.
make it.
Where are you going?
I'm going to a friend's father's memorial service today.
I'm sorry.
Thank
No.
you. Thank you.
I can't.
It's
I
okay,
can't keep
but-
up. Like your baby showers. And
I know.
Memorial services.
I know.
Where up Cape are you going?
I'm going up to Bourne.
Oh,
Yikes.
Bourne.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So that's
like
why
an
I
hour
have
and
to
a half
leave.
away. All right.
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching, and
Thank you.
Thank you. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.